All right, another one. Another issue we've just discovered. Well, not discovered. I wrote it down because I wrote down a lot of these damn videos. Just want to say, what is up, guys? Premier here. Shout out to you guys for those of you that are watching this video. Weekly shows have been a common practice of professional wrestling. They've been used to, depending on what promotion, sell you on a pay-per-view, on an event that costs money. You know, a lot of these TV shows are on free TV. They might be on YouTube or whatever. But at the end of the day, their goal is for you to watch the shows until you get to the pay-per-view. Weekly shows are a wonderful idea. Straight up. They're a wonderful idea because they allow for you to see stories progress and get to a point where it's like, oh, this is big. We have to watch this match. And pay-per-views are naturally the conclusion of that. Back in the 80s, the world champion cuts this promo, might occasionally wrestle. They had a formula, right? Then when the new generation, Nitro era came along, things started to change. They evolved, you know? They started having in-ring promos where they hold the microphone as opposed to getting interviewed by Jim Ross or somebody. Nitro itself was revolutionary in its regard. It changed everything for wrestling television. Then the Attitude Era came. You guys know everything changed. It was a gradual change. It was a huge change. And we've been stuck on that since then, which is very unfortunate because the world around us evolves. Why doesn't professional wrestling, as it relates to television, evolve as well? I just never understood it. We've been seeing the same style of TV since 1998. There might be an authoritative figure. They might be a babyface champion that faces them. Same old stuff. And it's like, when I watch said show, I'm like, I see the same stuff here. I know exactly how it's gonna go. When it's gonna go, by the way. That one's obvious. You know the top of the hour who's coming. And that one's reasonable. We all know why they do top of the hour segments, because those are the draws. We all know everything that's gonna go down. There's no spontaneous, like, oh my god, this is different. This is unexpected. No, keep on dreaming, buddy. You're gonna get the same stuff. You're gonna watch the same thing. And next year around, you're gonna be chilling, watching the same exact program you've been watching for the last 20 years. We want it to change, honestly. This is a common issue, I believe, in the NBA as well, where if it's not the playoffs, a lot of people don't care. Now, will people enjoy hoops? Of course. You know, they'll enjoy some games, some holiday games, of course. You might see Luka Doncic. They might see Giannis, KD, even though he's a bit older now. And they like seeing these fine specimens, these athletes, these stars. But now it feels like with everything on social media, wrestling included, it's like you're less incentivized to watch. You could just watch the highlights. Obviously, you might regret it from time to time. It's like, damn, I could have watched this game. Luka scored 60. Obviously. But the chances of that happening are slim. You know, you might catch it randomly and get lucky, but it's not likely. That's how I feel with wrestling. Yesterday, I was chilling. I was working on my next video, which is the big show. And I thought to myself, Raw's on. And I had no incentive, no reason to watch. I thought, who cares? Then I realized something. John Cena's last show. So I actually tuned in. I thought to myself, let's watch this. We want to see a real megastar before WWE stops producing any of them, which is unfortunate. I saw Cena win the IC title, and then I'm like, yeah, turn it off. Cold hard truth. I'm not lying to you guys. I legitimately did not finish Raw yesterday. I watched the John Cena segment and just disappeared. And the reason for that is because I know how the matches go. I know everything's so predictable on weekly television. There's also no incentive to change it up because WWE already has money from Netflix. You know, they're getting paid for Netflix. They might get paid from, they get paid from USA Network. There's no incentive to change it up. And with AEW on the other side, they're not really threatening the status quo. It's like they're not even trying to change it up and make it something different. It's like, oh, there's this formula. We're going to do the same thing. And because of all of this, me personally, not speaking for you. You might agree, you might disagree. I don't care. You know, I'm not gonna lie here and say something for the sake of it. No, we don't do that here. Me personally, I see no reason to watch the weekly show. Simple as that. And I'm not saying it should be like a flashbang, freaking all-out Attitude Era stuff where it's like you don't know what's gonna happen literally every single second. But there needs to be that element of danger or unease as it relates to the shows where it's like, ooh, something's gonna happen. They don't got that. I know everything that's gonna happen. Raw starts. They play the Travis Scott song. They yap on commentary. 20,000 commercials as always. You see freaking Fruit Loops. You see AT&T or whatever. You see the same matches. You see either Raquel Rodriguez or Roxanne Perez take the L or win, depending on what week the coin toss went. The main event involves plenty of run-ins for the sake of it. You know, you see CM Punk with a chair almost every week. It's practical. It's obvious. It's clear as day. There's no unpredictable factor in the sense of there being moments where it's like, you shouldn't take your eye off the screen. Never. There's none of that. I've never felt that, honestly. And so the reason why I made this video is just to talk about why there's no reason to watch the weekly shows. You could find all the replay stuff on social media. That match is a classic. Is it though? We've heard plenty of matches be called a classic over the years. Is that one really way better than all of the other ones? Probably not. If I do watch a weekly show, it's just out of habit. I personally didn't watch it Raw yesterday, barring the John Cena thing, and it's just a waste of time. It's not exactly to keep my eyes on the screen. You know, if I put on Raw on the side, it's just to put it on, you know, fill up the room with audio or sound while I'm editing my video or recording or writing my video. Do the pay-per-views keep my undivided attention? Yes, that's one thing that works. But I feel like a lot of these promotions forget that in order for you to have a good pay-per-view, you have to build the show up to get to that point. Like, yes, the matches are the most important part of a pay-per-view, but the builds will help viewers tune into said show. And I feel like they tend to ignore that, especially WWE, because they got the money from Netflix anyways. You know, their biggest worry is about securing the next deal, and who knows when that will be. At the end of the day, I do wish this issue is going to be resolved, but there's no reason for them to fix it, so there's that. Honestly, we need to get better at these, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Peace. I'm out.